Today I have a third episode of my toy haul collection where I show you some of the action figures I have picked up in the last couple of years. These are rare finds, some classics, and for various reasons I've kept them in the box. Some I haven't had time to open them, some I just think look better in the box, and some I believe hold some value in them. So I want to keep it in very good condition. And if you checked out my first video, I did one on the superhero characters, and in episode 2 I showed you some wrestling and Street Fighter figures. So today's theme will be animation, where I will show you some anime characters and cartoons. So first we have a set of anime characters by McFarlane made way back in 2000, so almost 20 years ago, and it's based off the manga anime called Akira. For those who haven't heard of Akira, it was originally a manga and then made into a movie in 1988, and even today it's regarded as a classic and the father of all anime. Of course, anime was well known in Japan even before then, but this inspired many animes and sci-fi movies today and was so influential to the West. So here we have two figures of Kaneda, which is on my left, and Tetsuo here. And McFarlane is well known for their detailed sculpts despite the lack of articulation. And this figure includes the goggles, the launcher and the bag, so really cool. And then for Tetsuo we have the infected arm, which is a iconic scene. So really cool figures to have, and I will unbox them when I do have the time. And then one other anime which you may have heard of or should have heard of is Dragon Ball, and this was very influential to many people in the 90s, and this was one of the first animes I watched as well, and really cool. I watched these way back in the early 90s because I had access to them in Hong Kong. So this was a classic. Everyone loves Dragon Ball, I think. And this is basically from the Bakuso Kinten series and by Ban Presto, which still make figures today. And these are quite rare, they're not that easy to find. I did actually open the box to have a look, and it's basically a cloud where Goku can stand on, and you can twist it and make it move. And there are also other ones to collect as well. So a vintage figure this is. And then staying with Dragon Ball, we have two Super Battle collections, and these were by Bandai, made in 2003. These are in fact remakes because they were first made in the early 90s in Japan. And these are really classic figures because these were one of the first Dragon Ball figures that I had way back in the early 90s. And I think they just look really cool with the packaging, so I think I'll keep them in the box. So we have the Super Saiyan Son Goku, and we have the Super Saiyan Gotenks. And both of these figures include a vest or some sort of attire which you can remove. And what I like about these figures is the packaging. I think they look really cool with the character at the front, and it just makes the figure look overall even better. And then on the side we have the two pictures as well, and then on the back it shows you some of the ones you can collect as well. So if I do find any of these Super Battle collections, I will pick them up. But as for articulation, of course you're not going to get the SH Figure Arts or the Dragon Star styles because these were quite old. And then next we have some early 90s cartoon. Many of you may not have heard of this. This is called James Bond Jr., which is basically the nephew to the famous detective James Bond. And here I have two figures. These are made in the early 90s. I believe in around 1995, I believe. No, it was actually made in 1991. And I had these as a kid, and I think it gives me that nostalgia feeling, good memories as well. And I did have the original James Bond Jr., but the ones I have today is the Flight Gear and the Ninja Gear. So each box has its individual packaging because this one shows the Ninja, and then on the Flight Gear it shows a photo of him in his flight gear. And of course there are other things to collect, such as the vehicles and the spy gear. So these are really old vintage figures that you would normally get way back in the early 90s. Of course they're more of a kiddie type toy, so I think I'll keep them in the box for now because I probably won't play with them, and they probably don't look that good when you take them out of the box, to be honest. But I really like the artwork on the packaging, makes the figure look even better. So that is it for today. So make sure you check out my channel or the links below for the episode 1 and 2. And I hope you liked this video, because if you did, you can subscribe and I will show you more in the future. Thanks for watching, guys.